X. Let's see example. He used axe to cut wood. Again. Let's see example. Again I saw the same cat there. Apple. Let's see example. She eat an apple every day. Ant. Let's see example. My aunt is visiting our home today. April. Let's see example. This is April month. After. Let's see example. I go to school after eating my breakfast. Airplane. Let's see example. He traveled in an airplane. Ant. Let's see example. I saw an ant in your home. Ape. Let's see example. I saw ape in the zoo. Apron. Let's see example. My mother wears apron for cooking at the home. Ask. Let's see example. He asked for a water. Arm. Let's see example. I have a strong arm. Astronaut. Let's see example. Astronaut visits space. Arrow. Let's see example. He has bow and arrow. Actor. Let's see example. He is an actor. R. Let's see example. We both are playing cricket. Again. Let's see example. Again I saw the same cat there. Abacus. Let's see example. I use abacus for calculations. Almond. Let's see example. I eat almonds every day. At. Let's see example. He is at home. Alligator. Let's see example. I saw an alligator in the zoo. An. Let's see example. An elephant ride is bumpy. Angel. Let's see example. This is an angel. Animal. Let's see example. I like animals. About. Let's see example. I study about animals. Round. Let's see example. I walk around my house in the morning. August. Let's see example. This is the month of August. Away. Let's see example. I am away today. Automatic. Let's see example. I saw an automatic car. All. Let's see example. All my friends are visiting the zoo. Eight. Let's see example. I ate my breakfast in the morning. M. Let's see example. I am scared of frogs. Ask. Let's see example. I ask my friend to visit my house. And. Let's see example. He and you both can run. Box. Example. I have a big colorful box. Band. Example. I tie my hair with a green band. Belt. Example. I have a blue belt. Boat. Example. I have a toy boat. Bell. Example. I ring a bell to enter my house. Baby. Example. I have a small baby. Bath. Example. I take bath every day. Blue. Example. My favorite color is blue. Birthday. Example. I like inviting all my friends on my birthday every year. Biscuit. Example: I like eating biscuits. Bite. Example: I took a bite of cake. Black. Example: I have a black shirt. Bread. Example: I enjoy eating bread every day. Brother. Example: I have a brother. Buy. Example: I buy a chocolate box. Battery. Example: This is my battery. Bulb. Example: This is a bulb. Badminton. Example: I play badminton daily. Big. Example: I have a big car. Bad. Example: He is a bad boy. Bee. Example: I have a box of bees. Bin. Example: I have a bin in my room. Ball. Example: I play with football. Box. Example: I have a box of pencils. Bug. Example: I hate seeing bug. Bus. Example: I go to school in the bus. Bag. Example: I have colorful school bag. Boy. Example: I am a good boy. Bird. Example: I saw birds yesterday in the morning. Banana. Example: I eat banana every day in the morning. Bat. Example: I have a best bat. Bear. Example: I saw black bear in the zoo. Bed. Example: I like colorful bed. Carrot. Example: carrot is good for health. Chair. Example: I have my chair at home. Crow. Example: I saw a crow with one leg. Chicken. Example: I enjoy eating chicken. Clay. Example: I made a house with clay. Corn. Example: I eat corn in my breakfast. Cut. Example: I cut apple to 4 pieces. Canvas. Example: I paint on canvas. City. Example: I live in city. Cycle. Example: I have a small cycle to ride. Cash. Example: I saw my mother counting cash. Cake. Example: I cut cake on my birthday. Carry. Example: I carry candies for my friends. Candle. Example: I blew candles on my birthday. Clock. Example: the clock is not working. Christmas. Example: I enjoy on Christmas Day. Clean. Example: my house is neat and clean. Could. Example: I could take a cake bite. Call. Example: I received a call from my friend. Cap. Example: I wear a red cap. Cow. Example: I saw a cow. Came. Example: my friend came to my house. Can. Example: I can swim. City. Example: I live in a city of flowers. Carrot. Example: carrot is good for health. Chair. Example. I have my chair at home. Camel. Example. I ride on a camel. Cake. Example. My mother makes lovely cake. Cup. Example. I take milk in the cup. Car. Example. We have a car at home. Cat. Example. I have a cat who loves me. Cold. Example. It is very cold today. Candy. Example. I ate candy in the school. Dollar. Example. I have a dollar. Didn't. Example. I didn't draw a painting. Dolphin. Example. I watched a dolphin yesterday. Draw. Example. I draw a nice painting. Drop. Example. I will drop my friend to his home. Dad. Example. My dad is at the home. Don't. Example. I don't carry any notebook. Dinosaur. Example. I read about dinosaur. Dark. Example. It is very dark. Dot. Example. There is small dot on my shirt. Dog. Example. I have a small dog at home. Deal. Example. I have a deal with my father. Day. Example. Today is a rainy day. Dye. Example. My mother dye her hair. Dinner. Example. We all eat dinner together. Door. Example. My home door is huge. Doll. Example. I have a doll. Done. Example. I have done my homework. Drum. Example. I play with drum. Down. Example. I slowed down the speed of my car. Door. Example. It is a wooden door. Duck. Example. I love watching duck. Devil. Example. I watch devil movie. Dry. Example. The weather is dry today. Dive. Example. I took a dive in a pool. Dent. Example. I have a dent in my car. Den. Example. My room is my den. Donkey. Example. I saw a donkey in my school. Do. Example. I do not wish to visit the market. Driver. Example. We have a driver at home. Did. Example. I did visit my friend's home. Dance. Example. I dance with my friends. Does. Example. It does no harm to anyone. Deer. Example. I watched deer in the zoo yesterday. Day. Example. The day is bright. Dice. Example. I play with dice. Dog. Example. I love my pet dog. Empty. Example. The bottle is empty. 11. Example. It is 11 o'clock. Enter. Example. I enter my room. Eel. Example. I enjoy eating eel. Evil. Example. I read evil stories. Earth. Example. The earth is round like a ball. Eight. Example. I have 8 pairs of pen. Elevator. Example. I am scared using elevator. Escalator. Example. I used escalator. End. Example. It is end of the road. Enemy. Example. I have no enemy. Easy. Example. It is easy to draw. Eat. Example: I eat mango. Egg. Example: I take an egg every day. Enjoy. Example: I enjoy playing with my friends. Eagle. Example: I saw an eagle yesterday. Ear. Example: my right ear is paining. Eye. Example: my right eye is hurting. Engine. Example: train engine is very powerful. Envelope. Example: I post a letter in an envelope. Eve. Example: the Christmas Eve is fun. Each. Example: each friend of mine is good. Every. Example: I eat every meal with my family. Even. Example: I even visit the church. Exit. Example: I exit from the next gate. Easter. Example: we all celebrate Easter. Edge. Example: I stand on the edge of a table. Elephant. Example: I saw an elephant yesterday. First. Example: I am first in my school. Food. Example: my mother makes delicious food. Fall. Example: I had a fall from my bed. Friday. Example: today is Friday. February. Example: month of February is very cold. Far. Example: it's far better. Fig. Example: the fig is very tasty. Flag. Example: we have a flag in the school. For. Example: these apples are for me. Farmer. Example: the farmer is plucking fruits. Floor. Example: it is a wooden floor. Fan. Example: I have fan in my room. Fish. Example: I saw a big fish at home. Fire. Example: I saw a fire in the building. Fate. Example: I deserve a better fate. Fit. Example: I am fit. Fog. Example: today is risky to drive in fog. Flower. Example: we have flowers in our garden. Found. Example: I found a pen. Funny. Example: you are a funny. Finger. Example: my little finger is hurting. Face. Example: your face is very beautiful. Fast. Example: his driving is fast. Feet. Example: my feet is good looking. Find. Example: I find a biscuit. Fly. Example: I fly kite every Sunday. Father. Example: my father gave me a chocolate. Fox. Example: I read a fox stories. Fail. Example: he has failed to making the food. Frog. Example: I saw a frog near a pool. Four. Example: I have 4 pen. Friend. Example: he is my friend. File. Example: it is my documents file. Fun. Example: I had lots of fun today. Gorilla. Example: I saw gorilla in zoo. Gloves. Example: I wear gloves in winters. Garden. Example: we have a beautiful garden. Ground. Example: this is a playground. Get. Example: I get a big ball. Give. Example: my father give me a chocolate. Go. Example: I go to the market. Gray. Example: my shirt is gray in color. Gun. Example: this is a gun. Gas. Example: it is a gas cylinder. Gown. Example: I wear a gown at night. Guitar. Example: I am playing guitar. Gave. Example: I gave my friend a pen. Gym. Example: I go to gym every day. Green. Example: it is green color. Garlic. Example: I like garlic. Glass. Example: I drink milk in the glass. God. Example: God bless you. Game. Example: I play a game at home. Goat. Example: I saw a goat yesterday. Giraffe. Example: this is a giraffe. Grass. Example: the grass is green. Girl. Example: the girl is wearing a pink skirt. Gift. Example: he got a gift from his friend. Goose. Example: this is a wild goose. Gem. Example: it is a gemstone. Get. Example: I get a price. Going. Example: I am going to school. Goodbye. Example: I say goodbye. Gate. Example: our school gate is large. Grapes. Example: I eat grapes every day. House. Example: I have a large house. Hockey. Example: I even play hockey. Hole. Example: this is a hole. Heart. Example: I have a strong heart. High. Example: I got a high marks. Heavy. Example. It is a heavy rain. Hate. Example. I hate to fight. Hot. Example. Today is too hot. Habit. Example. He has a good habit. Hurt. Example. He hurt me. Ham. Example. I like eating ham. Hat. Example. This is my hat. Helicopter. Example. That is a helicopter. Had. Example. I had gone with my friends. Has. Example. My friend has left his book. Have. Example. I have stayed with my brother. He. Example. He is my friend. Hand. Example. Your hand are so beautiful. Head. Example. He has a round head. Hours. Example. I can drive a car for hours. Horse. Example. I have a black horse. Hill. Example. I live in the hill area. Hit. Example. I hit hard. Home. Example. That is my home. His. Example. His father is an officer. Her. Example. Her mother is a teacher. How. Example. How are you? Hen. Example. I have a hen. Iron. Example. This is an iron window. India. Example. India is an Asian country. Ink. Example. I use blue ink. Inside. Example. Pen is inside of this box. Infant. Example. This is a healthy infant. In. Example: I have a best in this city. Ire. Example: he provoked the ire of both teams. Example: I am a student. Inch. Example: he is an inch taller. Idle. Example: I can't sit idle. Icon. Example: he is an icon. Injury. Example: he got an injury while cycling. Injection. Example: the doctor gave me an injection. Infection. Example: it is an infection. Please like, share, and subscribe.